Today we will look at the second part in the closing section on the 10 fetters, that is SD 50.12, the Udambagya Sutta, the discourses on the higher fetters, as 45.180. And this sutta, or this kind of collection of suttas, they reflect similar structure as the previous sutta, as 45.179, the Udambagya Sutta on the lower fetters. It's probably a late compilation around the Buddha's time or slightly after, because they follow this very structured kind of Abhidhamma-like listing all the 5 higher fetters in terms of the Four Noble Truths and their various modes, and in terms of the path and so on, all the possible combinations, meant as a reflection. And also it's like a celebration in the doctrine. So this is quite a difficult list. If you do not know what the fetters are, it's going to be very difficult to follow this list. But once you understand what the fetters are, you begin to see this amazing way in which the sutta reciters, the teachers, the great saints of the past, the Buddha's time, listed all these teachings like some kind of masterly list of variations on the Dharma theme. Right? So it's very beautiful in that sense, if we love the Dharma. So for those of us who are very new to this doctrine on the 10 fetters, this is the second part. We will look at the kind of summary and introduction to the higher fetters, Udambagya, Sangyojana, the 5 higher fetters. Now, once again, let me just quickly summarize for you what are the 10 fetters, so that we have a better idea how the 5 higher fetters fit in. The 10 fetters are you can go back to the previous sutta and look at it, or you can look at section 2522 of SD 50.12, section 2522. You can see the 10 fetters there again. The lower fetters are: number 1, self-identity view, Sakkaya Ditthi; number 2, spiritual doubt, Vicikicca; number 3, attachment to rituals and vows, Silabbata Paramasa. These are the first 3 fetters, breaking which we become strenuous. And number 4, sensual lust, Kama Raga; number 5, repulsion, Patigha. 4 and 5, they're kind of opposites. And these are the 5 fetters which we spoke about in the previous talk. Now just for a little bit of technical interest, all these 5 fetters, according to the Asava system, the influx system, they are categorized under the first asava, the first influx, that is the influx of sense desire, because here the ending pair deals with desire. Now we'll come back to this a little later to explain to you in more detail. Now then we come to the 5 higher fetters, that is starting with numbers that is 6 to 10. So fetter number 6 is lust for form existence, Rupa Raga. And number 7 is lust for formless existence, Arupa Raga. Number 8 is conceit, Mana. Number 9 is restlessness, Uddhacca. And 10, the last one, ignorance, Avijja, the most insidious of them all, if you like. So these are the last 5 higher fetters. Okay, so Now, once again, why are they called higher fetters, lower fetters? The lower fetters fetter us, hold us back, tie us back to the sense world, the world of senses. That's the world we are in. And then the higher fetters are more refined. Although we may not be reborn in the sense world, we are still kind of stuck in the form and formless world. So you can see 6 and 7 deal with that. Last for form existence, last for formless existence. Okay, so here we come to this interesting problem. What are these form existence and formless existence? So this is where, if you like, for the technical points, you can look in section 2.3.2.4, 2, 3 to 4 of ST 50.12. And there you can see you have the quartets of the dhyanas. You have the form dhyanas, 4 of them, and the formless dhyana, 4 of them. So this last for form existence refers to being caught up with the bliss of form dhyana, the 4 form dhyanas, and we kind of would like to remain there, to even be reborn in those kinds of realms, those kind of world, if you like. The first dhyana, where we are free from the senses, we're free from pleasures of the senses, so we experience a higher joy. And then in letting go of initial application and sustained application, in other words, the final traces of mental process in terms of thought, we attain the second dhyana. And then after that, the second dhyana is full of joy, zest, a kind of a very powerful sense of joy, and then there's this very calm kind of comfort. You don't feel the body anymore, hence you don't feel any pain. You can sit very long in meditation. The mind is stable and focused. Now once you let go of the kind of this very exuberant kind of joy, that is zest, you attain a third dhyana. And then when you let go even of joy itself, this happiness, that is called any kind of this feeling aspect, you are to the fourth dhyana, where there is this sense of joy, yes, but it is more of a kind of peacefulness. In simple terms, it's like we have been working very hard and now all our work is done, you have nothing more to do, and feel really good and happy and satisfied, a kind of equanimity. So in simple terms, these are the 4 dhyanas, and these actually form the 4 basic realms of the Rupa Loka. So if we are attached to this kind of existence, then you still have this higher fetter. Now then, the higher fetter of formless existence, the last of formless existence, would be the base. Number 5 is the base of infinite space. So here, in other words, all these last 4 formless realms or formless dhyanas are variations of the refinement of the 4th dhyana. In other words, when the meditator learns to overcome even form itself, this meditator is simply aware of space, boundless space. It's a kind of a joy, like as if it's everywhere throughout space. So this is the base of infinite space, the 5th formless dhyana, or 5th formless attainment, as it is usually called. Now they're called attainments, usually not dhyana, they're called attainments because we attain those states based on the 4 dhyana. Then, having attained this 5th attainment, 5th formless you can say the 1st formless attainment, or the 5th formless dhyana, if you like. We go back one step, and okay, from the fourth dhyana you let go of form, right? Then you're now in the fifth dhyana, you're aware of space. So we are able to let go of this perception of space also. So what's left behind is the consciousness that's aware of this space, just the consciousness. So this is the sixth dhyana, or the second formless attainment. That's called the base of consciousness, infinite consciousness. If you want the Pali terms, you have the rule. You have akasa nancha yatana. Okay. So here is where that is infinite space, akasa nancha yatana. Infinite consciousness is vijnanancha yatana. Infinite consciousness. That was you see consciousness, or you kind of feel in a sense of knowing this consciousness is everywhere, so to speak. So to speak is very important. It's a problem of language. Okay. So that we don't take the linguistic aspect too seriously, and stop when we go on discussing it, then that's not meditation. Now then, having attained this level and mastered it, we even let go of this object of consciousness, and there's nothing left, so to speak. Right? So now it is called the base of nothingness, the formless base of nothingness, or akincha nanyancha yatana, okay, nothingness. And then when you let go of this also, then towards although we say nothingness, there is this kind of subtle consciousness aware of it. Then we let go even of this nothingness, so to speak. Then we come to the highest level, the base of neither perception nor non-perception, where we cannot say there is consciousness or there is no consciousness. It's very subtle. So this is called neva sanya na sanya yatana. And then okay, so the good meditators can come up to this level, but only arahats and the Buddha can go beyond this. In other words, they must have attained nirvana, and having attained nirvana, they can, in this life itself, kind of experience the bliss of nirvana to what is called a signless concentration of mind. Okay, so this kind of animitta samadhi. So this is the ninth abode. So when you listen this way, especially for the practice of the arahats and the Buddhas, they're called the 9 progressive abodes, anupupa vihara. Okay, so this is in diagram 2.3.2.4. So the fetter to be got rid of here is that of formless attachment or formless lust. So when we are willing and able to let go even of this wanting to remain in this kind of realm, right, then we overcome that particular fetter. That's fetter number 7. So number 8 is very interesting, conceit. Now, okay, so let's once again have a look at section 2.5.2.2, 2522. You see here how the 10 fetters are kind of divided up into the asavas, into the influxes. Now, where the influx, there are originally the old set, there are 3 influxes. That is, number 1, the influx of sense desire. In other words, those fetters which are desire-based, sense desire-based, and those are the first 5 fetters traditionally. And then you have the existence fetter, that is number 6 and 7, regarding desire for form existence, desire for formless existence. They are based on existence, so they're called influx of existence, bhava or bhavasava. And then the last three, conceit, restlessness, and ignorance, are called the influx of ignorance, because they're based on ignorance, avijja, so on. Okay, so this is a bit of technical overview. So this last, the non-returner is able to overcome all the 5 fetters, the 5 lower fetters. So he still has to overcome the 5 higher fetters, in other words. So the non-returner has no more desire for any kind of rebirth, whether as form or formless. So when he dies from worldly life, from earthly life, is reborn in one of the pure abodes to finish off his karma and then become an arahat, awaken the nirvana. Now, even the non-returner, so we have the stream runner, the once returner, the non-returners, they too still have a bit of conceit, a kind of a sense of I'm better than others, a slight feeling, a kind of a slight measuring of, say, well, I've attained this stage and others have not, or I know Dhamma better, others know a little less, and so on. So that is conceit. It's still there. That's the idea of measuring. So a sense of I, a little bit of it still there, but enough to hold the being, the saint, back in the higher realms. Then number 9, there is restlessness. Here, uddhacca, this is a very interesting term. In fact, all these 10 fetters are very interesting to study from a psychological point of view. So here is where we have uddhacca, meaning a kind of dharma restlessness. Here, in other words, these great saints, they know the dharma so much that they can see how the world is in stark contrast to their understanding, and they feel a sense of sometimes despair and say, oh, why don't these people, these beings, you know the Dhamma practice, they look at them suffering and so on. So that it's kind of being moved by compassion, and you find you want to help the world, the kind of feeling. So this is uddhacca, a kind of the saint being troubled by the sufferings of the world and wishing kind of, why don't these people get out of their sufferings and their foolishness and ignorance and so on. So there's still a bit of this sense of feeling, a sense of helplessness, if you like. It's a mark of compassion, but it's nothing serious. It doesn't seriously affect the state of these saints, except he is not able to enter nirvana. There's still lingering care for the world, so to speak. And finally, only with the overcoming of ignorance there is this total liberation and the attaining of arahathood, in other words. So there all the 10 fetters are broken. There you find this being has attained nirvana. Now, so there are lots of other notes here you can read before the sutta itself for your understanding and also for reflection, just to celebrate the Dharma, if you like. One last note on section or table 222, table 2.2.2, you see the 5 higher fetters being divided into 2 parts, the last for existence and the last for formless existence. These are the fetters that obtain becoming, meaning this kind of wanting keeps us going in samsara for a long time. I mean, you will be reborn in the higher realms, but you're kind of stuck there for a long time. Then the last 3 fetters are called the fetters that obtain rebirth. So these last 3 keep us being reborn. Okay, so these are just some extra technical points, if you like. So these are commentarial terms giving us some kind of a more technical view of the 10 fetters. So do read this sutta, the 2 suttas, for better understanding of the fetters, and then kind of go on to practice your meditation, especially on impermanence, and then kind of just gradually let go of the views, so that we are, even in this life itself, settled in peace and joy of the present moment. And now let us close with a short reflection. We have reflected on the 10 fetters, which show how we are caught up in this world, and that we need to let go, as it were, of this world bit by bit, so that we free ourselves completely from suffering and through overcoming craving and ignorance. Reflecting in this way is very good karma. By the blessings of the three jewels too, may we be blessed with the courage and wisdom to aspire to attain at least stream winning in this life itself. May we be filled with loving kindness, so that we stay healthy and filled with energy and courage to continue our practice in this way. By the same token, by the power of the three jewels, may our loved ones be well and happy. May those who have been kind, supportive of us too, be well and happy. May those who are practicing the Dhamma, seeking awakening, gain awakening in this life itself. May those who are lost and seeking the truth to find their way to the true teaching in this life itself. May all beings be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.